Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I think we have a couple of topics today. The first one is on switch level attribute to control PTP. So, Rick, are you ready to share your screen and go over this?
Yeah, sure. Let me share. All right, people see this?
Yeah.
All right, so there is already a port level attribute for controlling precision time protocol mode, and I'm just showing it on the screen here. Um, the proposal that I have is to add a switch level attribute with the same with very similar values. There are two reasons for that. One is that there are some switches, one indeed that I'm dealing with at the moment, that does not support port configuration of PTP, and hence it can only be switched on globally or switched off globally. And in addition to that, looking at lots of switch vendor APIs, it is quite common to have a global control for PTP, which can be overridden on a per port basis. So this global configuration would be useful in that context as well. It's back compatible, so the default the global level is size switch PTP mode none, which means that the per port configuration applies if people are using that API. So I would like to hear feedback on this proposal.
Do you want to go over the .md file as well, the description?
I think I've said everything that was in the .md file, so I don't think there's really anything else to say there. But. But yeah, I think what's written here is effectively what I said. And then the technical specification is the same as what I just showed you. Does anyone have any questions or concerns or anything you want to ask me?
Okay, looks like no other questions on this. I do see build failure on this. Could you take care of that?
Yeah, I'll figure out what's going on there. Agreed.
Okay.
I guess the other.
Thank you.
Actually, one more
Yeah.
thing, which I should have said at the beginning. When I first started doing this, I was quite keen that we could get this change into the upcoming SCI release, if people considered it to be uncontroversial. So I guess I'll ask that question now as well. As you say, once I've resolved the pipeline issue.
Yeah, I think if we can get a couple of approvals on this, then we can actually add it to the upcoming release. Have also reached out to a couple of people to review this week. So yeah.
All right, thank you. Well, I'll sort out the pipeline issue as quickly as I can, and then, yeah, hopefully we can get it in the next few days.
Yeah, I think you might need Kamal's help on that. Doesn't seem straightforward there. Yeah, I'll tag Kamal there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, agreed. I couldn't work out why it was failing, but I'm sure we can figure it out. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I think we can
Thank
move
you all.
on to our next topic then. So the next topic is on asynchronous Ethernet. Rajesh, are you gonna be presenting?
Yeah, I'll be presenting. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, we don't see the PR yet.
Okay, sure. Okay. This proposal is regarding adding support to syncing.
Rajesh, your screen, I think you're sharing wrong screen.
Is it? Okay.
You're seeing your Outlook.
Your calendar.
Is it? Okay. Give me a second. Is it visible now?
Yeah, I see. Well, it's your file system. Oh, you're using WinSCP. Sorry, didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah. Is this fine now?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So I have multiple screens, and in the Zoom, I think like two, I mean, when I select 2, 3 is becoming the like visible window, and I mean, it's getting worse. So sorry about that. Okay. So let me go with the proposal. So this proposal is regarding adding support to SYNCI inside. SYNCI basically helps transfer frequency over the Ethernet physical layer across the network. So this is a basic diagram I have drawn to explain the basic idea behind this proposal. So SYNCI relies on SYNCI relies on Ethernet ports status, the recovered clock signal, system clock, and then the quality of recovered clocks, right? So in this proposed approach, we propose a SYNCI clock object to recover the clock signal from the port and feed it to the system clock, and then for the quality, we are adding this one SSM over ESMC, which will, I mean, this ESMC protocol PDUs, which will share the SYNCI quality level messages to like master, slave, and other nodes. So using which the SYNCI clock qualities will be decided, right? So this is how we have modeled it. So switch, I mean, so like the port in the switch object, right? Will be adding SYNCI clock list as a read-only object list, and based on that, user can fetch the SYNCI clock list, and then they can use this SYNCI clock to program the SYNCI on any port. So I'll be going over this each attribute in the upcoming session. So this is how it is, right? So we just fetch the SYNCI clock, and then we attach a port to the SYNCI clock, and then it gets attached to the port. Right? So this is how it is modeled. So these are the new additions, right? So first of all, we have added a SYNCI clock object, and then with respect to attributes, we have a source port that is like clock source port for the SYNCI clock, and then this is a create and set attribute, and it is not a mandatory. So we can also have null. Then we have null, we have read-only attributes such as clock valid and clock hardware ready. Also for debugging purpose, like say for example, in this case, like syncing clock fetches receives the signal from the port and it sends the signal as well as whether the signal is valid or not, right? So that valid signal we can from programmer end we will be able to mark it by saying it is valid or invalid just for debugging or some diagnostic purpose. We can do that. So I have added that as well. So these are the attributes that we are proposing. And so for this state, so these are like valid disabled means like it will follow the default device behavior. If it force enabled, then the valid status will be set to enable and the clock will start sending it as enabled. So, and force disable will, force invalid will send the invalid status. That's about it. And the, for this syncing clock object, we have the following, usual CRUD APIs. And with respect to host IF change, like we have added a new host IF trap for ESMC. So it will be listening on this MAC specific to 8819, the slow protocol type of 10. Right. So then we have two switch attributes, as I have mentioned earlier. One attribute will say how many syncing clocks do we have in a system, and next one will be providing the list of clocks. So before going to workflow and API example, like, do we have any queries for this? Okay, can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let me go ahead with the workflow. So these are the steps, right? So first we need to get the maximum number of syncing clocks, and based on that, like this is just a programming, right? So I'll directly go to the detail. Get the maximum number of syncing clock count, and then based on the clock count variable that we have got, we'll be able to get the clock list. So based on that, we can so we have the clock list now. So since, if we want to add, attach it to a, say for example, port 1. So then we just have to give the port OID of port 1 here, and it will get attached. So by setting it CT clock. And we will also be able to update it with the new port, right? With the new port ID, since it is a create and set attribute. So as null is allowed, we will be able to set null, and then this syncing clock will become disabled. So it's like, we are removing the clock source on that particular port and as well as on the syncing clock. And these are like for getting and setting attributes. And finally, we'll be also able to remove the syncing clock. Okay. So that is all I had. So if you have any queries, please.
Okay, anyone has any other questions on this proposal? Okay. If not, I think those were the only two topics we had. Anyone wants to bring up anything else? Thanks, Rajesh.
Thank you. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if the community, I think if can folks try to review these two PRs soon this week, then we can actually try to add it to the upcoming 1.16 release. So maybe someone from Marvel, can you help review the PTP PR? I did reach out to Ravi as well, but yeah, if someone else also can review, it will be helpful.
I can review.
Rajkumar, maybe.
Yeah, I can review on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, thanks. Um, okay, any other topics? Okay, if not, Bijan, did you wanted to talk about something? Bring up
I
something in
was
this
on mute.
community?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying something and then yeah, I was on mute. So yeah, so what I wanted to do was I just wanted to introduce an effort that is going on kind of complementary to SAI. So we have an Even Star project, and this Even Star project is taking is basically their role is they're developing an open radio platform. And this open radio platform is, waveform agnostic. It could be for 5G, it could be for Wi-Fi, either one. And one of the one of the aspects of it that they're trying to build is a lot like what SAI tried to do. They had the same problem in wireless that SAI solved, and that is that there's a lot of merchant silicon in that space, and there's no there's just a very fractured market, right? And so everyone forms up under the whatever merchant silicon vendor that they're going to sell with, and their products only represent those features or whatever. So the idea was from this group that they were going to have an abstraction, and this abstraction layer was going to allow the community to develop true open white boxes as open radio platforms, and allowing the selection of any any merchant silicon for the radio processing. So since you guys have really gone through this over the past 10 years, I was suggesting those guys get together with you guys and maybe have a couple of meetings and talk about what's been great and what's been hard over the past years of getting SAI off the ground, and where it is today and where you see this going. So I have encouraged the other guys, the radio guys, to come over here and just kind of give you an overview of what they're doing and some of the architectural ideas they have. I think you're going to find it's exactly the same things that you've already done. But I wanted to start this dialogue because I think that together you guys could really benefit each other, and can really make a difference in the market. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say.
Okay, yeah, thanks. I think, yeah, we can set up something with them as well on maybe one of these meetings and then have folks discuss this. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, in general at OCP, we're trying to do a better job of, you know, kind of having the cross-project communication. So, for example, like, you know, there's a lot of efforts right now, UA Link and UEC and things like that. At some point, they're going to traverse through SAI to get to whatever they're trying to do. And so we're trying to encourage the networking and the server guys and all these guys to kind of work together to accelerate these conversations that they're having, you know, from what they need, right? They need UEC, they need UA Link. Accelerate these conversations, come through here and work together to do things. And I think we started doing that at some other across other projects, and it's been very rewarding. It's been very great cross project collaborations.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. So yeah, I can help set aside maybe one of these meetings to go over this for the folks. Yeah.
That would
Think
be great.
let me just I'll go over the agenda and then I can circle back with you.
Okay. And the other thing I neglected to mention is that they have very similar friends, right? So there's a Linux Foundation as well, you know, wanting to help, you know, in that community as well. So. But I appreciate everything that you guys can do.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for bringing this up, Vijay. Yeah. Anyone wanted to discuss anything else? Okay. If not, I think we can give everyone some time back. Thanks all for joining. Please help finish the code reviews. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.